Hey, hello, it's me. Yeah, I don't know the lyrics, but anyway, welcome to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today is just Taylor Swift. It's just a Taylor Swift concert. Yesterday was a world premiere at like 6 p.m. Pacific time, so I was gonna get it in yesterday, but I just couldn't do it, so I moved it to today. What a way to start your weekend. For many of you who have Taylor Swift fans in your family, this might be the only thing you're watching on Disney Plus for possibly the next few months, if not years. This is from 2024, obviously. It just premiered yesterday, and it is 3 hours and 30 minutes long. It is a marathon performance. There's a reason why the tickets were so expensive. You're getting a lot for your money. You really are. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. So, what is it? What is it? I mean, first of all, understand, those of you who are Taylor Swift fans already, you don't need any convincing. And certainly, you're not coming to me to go, should I watch it based on this man's opinion, this much older man's opinion who has really no history or interest in Taylor Swift's music? It would be like listening to your dad explain a Taylor Swift concert that he went to, just so your expectations are set for what I'm about to talk about. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. It's still from that point of view. I'm pretty much sure anybody who's watching this I'm gonna be probably old enough to be your father or potentially your grandfather. That's terrifying to me that anybody that young would be watching this, but hey, you love Taylor, and maybe you like to hear people talk about Taylor. I don't know. So, I made it through 13, 14 days worth of a Taylor Swift concert. No, it was like I said, 3.5 hours. It did feel like it was the only thing I had done in the course of a day. Like I forgot everything else I was doing because it just kept going. And that's, if you're a fan, that's not a bad thing at all. Because honestly, you want to hear the hits, you want to hear the deep cuts, you want to hear the classics, you want to hear the brand new stuff, you want to hear something from every era. Well, this is the concert for you, obviously. Is it for everybody else? Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know if it's going to necessarily turn you into a Swiftie, but you cannot deny when watching this, she puts on a fantastic show. Whether your taste in her music exists or not, whether you're into something completely different, it's upbeat. I gotta say upbeat, but this girl, obviously, she's been through some things. She has a reputation for singing about her messy relationships, but for the most part, it's really positive. It's energetic. There's smiles all around. And again, I'm the kind of person who has seen a lot of concerts in my life of every genre of music. I've been to and worked on festivals. I used to promote concerts myself for many years. And I've seen a lot of my friends' bands play multiple times. And I've seen their spirits break at times where they're just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And they were on for 35 minutes. This is 3.5 hours. And she does this multiple nights in multiple cities. This one, in fact, was filmed, I guess, last year. Last year. Literally within 8-10 miles from where I am right now. I am surprised that when it was performed, I did not hear the screaming, because I no doubt that it was just a massive wall of screaming for 3.5 hours, and probably before that and well after that. It is filmed at the SoFi Stadium here in Los Angeles, and yeah, it's first of all, it's a gorgeous venue. I have not been to it directly yet, but I saw like the BTS show in there. I've seen, of course, the Super Bowl was played there a couple years ago, and it's just a massive, gorgeous venue. And then for me, whether I like the music or not, for me, it's all about the stage production and the lights and the sound and the video elements, and there's plenty of that. I went to see U2 at the Sphere in Las Vegas a couple months ago, last year, and whew, that's mind-bending. This is pretty much around that level without a Sphere involved. Yeah, the U2 thing is much more immersive and truly gorgeous and fits more to my musical taste, but they were not slacking in this Eras tour at all. Not a percentage. They move from song to song, and it's not like you get like a snippet of it. You get the song. It's not just Taylor either. It's not just her standing alone on a stage. There's a live band. Yeah, some stuff is pre-recorded. There's elements that are always like that in concerts, especially big productions like this. But the video wall behind her, the video floor, the stage she was on was a fully shaped video screen. One of my favorite elements of this is the motion risers and everything else that just lifted her up, or her singers and dancers and everything else. It's so beautifully choreographed, and yeah, there's some moments where it's kind of freeform a little bit, but a lot of it is to the book. If you watch the credits at the end, I'll get to that in a minute. There's a lot of bloopers. I don't know if they're necessarily from this show, but they might have been bloopers from other shows as well, because a lot of the stuff that I saw, came off without a hitch in the main show. And again, when you're watching this, it's 3.5 hours, and I think the audience might have not had the same level of energy as Taylor and her singers and her band. And these people were there. These people, they cut to the audience over and over again, and throughout this, and you just see people in just rapturous jubilation, just going crazy, having the time of their lives. And I'm going to make this very clear. I'm not some kind of music snob. No, Taylor Swift's below me. It's not going to... No. I may not listen to her music, but I recognize a number of the songs. I don't even listen to radio that would play her music. But I'm like, oh, I recognize that song. Oh, it's a Taylor Swift song. So, yeah, I'm not really familiar with all of her music, but I knew more than maybe 8-10 songs, here and there. I must have heard snippets over the years. I never listened to an album. But even though it may not make me a Swiftie, it's still the idea that I could enjoy the show, especially live, especially if I was there. I would not spend thousands of dollars on a ticket. I would not fight to get a ticket the way other people have, because you know what? The fans, I'm a guy, if I had the chance to go, I'd go. But the fans deserve to get the tickets more than I should. And honestly, I love the fact that I love live music, I love performances, and I love the fact that these people are so passionate, just not about the music, but about the person, about the experience, that they are just cutting loose. Young and old and everything in between, boys, girls, men, women, everybody were represented in that crowd, and they were having the time of their lives. It showed. There's nobody, just falling asleep or anything else. Even in the nosebleed seats, and there's a lot of nosebleed seats. It's a big stadium. It fits a lot of people. I don't know the exact number, but it's a lot of people. And it's the perfect venue to have this entire thing filmed. I just want to encourage everybody, when you're in a situation like this, I don't care what kind of music you love, and if you're passionate about it, whether it's Taylor Swift or U2 or Metallica or any country music and rap and whatever genre you're into, if you're passionate about it and you are just completely into it, and it doesn't cause you or anybody else any harm, go with it. Don't ever let anybody make you feel ashamed about what you love in music, period. I don't care what it is. If you love the worst music in the world, If you love music that everybody else in the world thinks is the worst music in the world, that's okay. That is awesome. If it makes you happy, if it makes you just passionate, if it connects with you in ways the lyrics or the music or anything else, or the person themselves are inspiring to you, just unashamedly love it, embrace it. And I can understand the passion that people have for Taylor Swift after seeing this concert. It's, like I said, I'll go see this concert. I would watch this again if I had to, just because, one, the production is great, and two, she shows an enthusiasm for what she's performing that is, it's mesmerizing. And again, the stage production, so many different changes and set pieces, and it's really well thought out. If there's a lot of bands that just sort of grind their way through their music and they don't show any joy, any enthusiasm. I'm sure a certain, maybe Napalm Death is not going to be really, yay. They're not going to be too enthusiastic. They've got a look or a feel, certain types of music have to have that kind of feel. Or it's a lot of times bands are all about something else. Let's get drunk and wasted, or whatever it is. Maybe they have a big political or religious affiliation that they're really pushing, something propagandizing. While Sir Taylor has her political views, and she certainly likes a certain sports team, or at least one of the sports players, football players, this is divorced from all of that. This is just her and her music, the songs she's written, and yeah, it comes across as very much her story and the different eras of her life. She hasn't put out a ton of albums, but the stuff she has had a huge impact on a lot of people. And that's nothing to turn your nose up at. I was surprised, being the old man that I was. I mean, sure, is it a cute little innocent teenage country girl? Absolutely not. This woman's 35 years old. She was born in 1989, so yeah, she's not a kid anymore. And I was surprised the amount of strong language in these songs. Yeah. Little girls, or mostly little girls, little boys, grown women, grown men, are all listening to this music. I was just a little surprised. When you look at the credits on here, not the credits, but the warning when it starts, strong language. Yeah, I didn't see that until the end, and I was very surprised that a lot, even her acoustic stuff, which is not like overshadowed by lots of music and drowned out. There's F-bombs in this. I just didn't expect it. Maybe, everybody, again, I'm not an expert on her. I'm not an expert on anything. Some of you were like, whatever, roll your eyes. You knew all this. I didn't. I'm getting to discover all of this for the first time because I've never been a fan. I've never went to her shows. Don't kill me. It's just the way it is. I've seen a ton of other bands over the past years, many decades. I used to go to, God, it seemed like I would see 3 bands a week back in the day when I was much younger. But yeah, this feels like 10 concerts in one, just by the sheer volume of the performances. And again, the songs are catchy. A lot of people still see her as that little country girl. And yeah, there's even references to it. The last time I saw her perform anything was like in that Miley Cyrus Hannah Montana movie. She made a cameo in that on Disney Plus. Yeah, that's it's like, that's a Taylor Swift. It's like she wasn't too big back then to show up in a Hannah Montana movie. Now I think it would be a little more difficult. I don't think Miley Cyrus would show up in a Hannah Montana movie at this point. Just saying. So, yeah, do I recommend this? Absolutely. I did not think I would. I did not think that it would be something that I didn't necessarily enjoy. I expected good production. I mean, for the hype around this thing, in the cost of an individual ticket, yeah, I figured that, yeah, it would be good, but it's honestly spectacular. Again, even if you don't care for the music one way or the other, I wouldn't expect you to be converted into a Swiftie, but I think you can just taking it in. I would honestly, if I had just a giant screen TV and an incredible sound system, boot this baby up, run it on that system, and I don't think any tween within a million miles would ever leave that room ever again, because it would be it's just heaven. I had to pause it a few times, and yes, I did pause it because I had to take bathroom breaks. I didn't just like walk out and just keep going. Like, so I didn't want to miss anything. I know. I wasn't expecting it either. So yeah, I mentioned the language. I mentioned she's not just a little country girl. Music. She is a pop star. Yes, she is a pop star who can play her own music and all the dancing and everything else. And she seems genuine and friendly. Yeah, I'm sure everybody has their rock star moments where people don't really connect with certain people. But again, Taylor has had a tremendous influence on millions of people around the world in very good ways. And you can do a whole lot worse than having her as a role model. And I don't want to say that because tomorrow I'll read the news and just she killed a guy. I don't know. That didn't happen, but I just feel that, she just killed a football player because something, and then she wrote a song about it on the way to jail. I don't think that's going to happen. But me saying that just seems like I'm opening myself up for being proven wrong, and that's not great. Okay, yeah, I say check it out. Check it out. You might have to, if you're not an Uber fan, you might have to take it in pieces. And it does give you moments to take a breather every so often. This does have the benefit of, there's lots of costume changes and things like that. So they're pretty quick costume changes. And even though a lot of what she wears is Vegas showgirl glittery kind of things that then she throws a flowy dress over top of for different types of songs, different, tonal changes and things like that. It's still, some things are edited out in order to keep the thing moving. And so yeah, lots of costume changes. And just so you know, when she says, when she has the acoustic set, there's still an hour to go in this thing. And when she says, one more song, I think there's still like a half an hour to go. No, there's more than half an hour to go, because by the time the credits are rolling, there's still 35 minutes. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Yeah, there's still 35 minutes. So stay after the credits if you want to get it all, because there's a special extended acoustic session that's a half dozen songs, maybe, not even that, but it's a good bunch of songs at the end. Some that are kind of repeats of earlier songs, or I don't know, slightly different versions. I'm not sure, but they sounded familiar. So I was like, hey, didn't she already do this one? So yeah, stick around to the very end. Of course, you're going to tell because it's 3.5 hours long. You invested in this, and when there's another half hour to go, you're going to realize it's not just credits. So I picked tomorrow's episode to yesterday. So it was number 9. And that is Adventures in Babysitting, the 2016 version. Yeah. The 2016 version. It is not the, why can't I say her name? It's not it's the more Disney one. Or, yeah. This one does not have the don't F with the babysitter line in it. As far as I know, I can imagine the boys are probably less horny and things are a little bit more family friendly, I would think. And even so, the original version is on Disney Plus last I checked, and it is censored, unlike the Taylor Swift concert. So, Adventures in Babysitting, the 2016 version, next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.